He wasn't supposed to make it. Too small, too quiet, too overlooked. But when he finally got his shot, he exploded. Overnight, Doug Martin went from an unknown rookie to a living highlight reel, breaking records, humiliating defenses, and carrying Tampa Bay on his back. And then it all vanished. Injuries, suspensions, silence. This is the story of the rise, fall, and redemption of Doug Martin, the man who ran through everything except his own pain. Before the fame, before the nickname Muscle Hamster, there was just a boy from Stockton, California. Doug Martin grew up in a working-class home, a quiet kid, raised by parents who believed in hard work over handouts. He wasn't the biggest, he wasn't the fastest, but he was relentless. In high school, he trained alone when the lights were off. He watched others get recruited while he got overlooked. But Doug had a simple answer for every doubt. I'll make them remember me. When no big schools called, Boise State did. And that one offer changed everything. At Boise State, Doug Martin turned himself into a tank on two legs. He benched 225 pounds more times than linemen. He ran like a bull with something to prove. By senior year, he was a touchdown machine. He carried Boise to wins they had no business getting and earned the respect of every teammate who saw his grind. But his journey wasn't about stats, it was about belief. Because for the first time, Doug Martin believed he belonged among giants. When the 2012 NFL draft came, he waited, pick after pick, name after name, and then 31 Saint overall. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers selected Doug Martin. A quiet smile crossed his face. He'd made it. Doug didn't just show up, he took over. As a rookie, 1,926 total yards. That's the third best season for a rookie running back in NFL history. But one game changed everything. Week 9, 2012, Oakland Raiders. Doug Martin ran for 251 yards and for touchdowns. Defenders looked helpless. Fans called it the Doug Martin game. He wasn't just a breakout, he was a storm. And Tampa Bay thought they'd found their future. But the higher you rise, the harder the fall. Injuries started small hamstring, shoulder, ankle. But pain in football doesn't ask permission. And for Doug, it never stopped asking. By 2014, his numbers dropped. Analysts said he'd peaked too early. They called him a one-hit wonder. Doug pushed through the whispers, the pain, and the pressure, and in 2015, he silenced everyone. 1,400 rushing yards, top 2 in the entire league, comeback player of the year finalist. He'd done it again, but the battle inside wasn't over. Behind the pads, Doug was fighting something deeper, the toll of injuries, expectations, and mental exhaustion. And then came 2016, a failed drug test, a suspension. He released a statement. I take full responsibility, he said. No excuses, just accountability. But sometimes owning your mistakes isn't enough to save your career. Doug's final years in the NFL were quiet. A short stint with the Raiders, flashes of the old power. But the magic was fading. The league moves fast. And when your body slows down, the league doesn't wait. By 2018, Doug Martin played his last snap. No farewell speech, no standing ovation, just silence. For fans, it felt like a ghosting. One day he was there, the next day gone. But for Doug, it was peace. He'd given the game everything he had, and now he was free. After football, Doug Martin disappeared from fame and found himself again. He focused on family, health, and living quietly. No press tours, no big headlines, just life. Simple, grounded, real, because sometimes walking away isn't quitting. Doug Martin's story isn't about fame, it's about fight. He wasn't the tallest, he wasn't the flashiest, but he was real. A small kid from Stockton who fought his way into the NFL, made history, fell hard, and rose quietly. His legacy isn't written in record books, it's written in resilience. Because greatness isn't how high you climb, it's how you rise when the world forgets you. Every legend leaves a mark even when the world stops looking. Subscribe for more untold stories of NFL warriors.